Today is a special day because every day is a special day. Hi, my name is Daued and thank you for welcoming me into your homes today. I'm very happy to see you again and I hope you're happy to see me too. It's been a very long time. I hope you're having a good time already, and if you're not, then I promise you will have now. But before anything, I want you to say something with me, and trust me, it's going to feel so good. So are you ready? Alright, here we go. It's a new, beautiful, peaceful and positive day today. So I'm going to forget about all my worries and I'm going to enjoy this day. I hope you're feeling better now. Today I would like to talk to you about Pearl S. Buck's The Enemy. When I hear of war, no matter how far, I start to feel bad. It makes me feel really sad. This work of literature has something to do with World War. The story is of the time when the relationship between America and Japan was not at all fine. They were fighting with each other. And not only the army soldiers, but also the ordinary citizens of both the countries hated each other. Japanese were hating Americans and Americans were hating Japanese. Dr. Sadao Hoki, a Japanese doctor who had studied in America, was now living in his own country, Japan. His house was near a sea. He was his father's only son, so his education was his father's chief concern. When he was 22 years old, he was sent to America to learn everything that he possibly could about surgery and medicine. And he went on to become a very successful doctor, a great surgeon. In America, he was also able to meet, he also met the love of his life, Hana. They studied there together, and after returning back home to Japan, they got married. Dr. Sadao's father was able to see the success of his son before leaving the world. Dr. Sadao and his wife, Hana, were living a perfectly happy life. One day, from their veranda, they saw something black came out of the mist. It was a man. Now, they started to guess who that person could be. Dr. Sadao said it might be a fisherman. But after a while, they realized that the man was wounded. Dr. Sadao and his wife both rushed to see the man, both rushed to check on him. The man had fallen down with his face first on the ground. A white man, an American. Hana whispered. Why she reacted the way she did? Because America and Japan were at war with each other. Now, this American soldier, he was badly wounded. He was unconscious and he was bleeding. Dr. Sadao was in dilemma now. He could not take a decision. He could not decide. Should he save his life? Should he try to save the life of the American soldier as a doctor, or should he hand him over to the government and let him die as a patriot? He had to take a decision here. He had to make a choice. Should he try to save his life as a doctor, or should he let him die and should he hand him over to the government as a patriot? Now they decided to take him into their home because the American soldier needed the operation immediately or he would soon die. So they took him into their home. Now their servants, their Japanese servants, they were not okay about it. They didn't like it. They did not want their master to save the life of the American soldier for two reasons. Number one, that he was an American. And as I told you earlier, Americans were hating Japanese and Japanese were hating Americans. All these servants, they're all Japanese and they all used to think of Americans as their enemies. So when they saw this American soldier, they did not see a badly wounded man. They did not see an unconscious man. They did not see someone who was bleeding. They did not see a human being who needed help. They saw an enemy. They saw an enemy in him. So this was the number one reason. They did not want their master, they did not want Dr. Sadao to save his life. And number two reason was that if Japanese government officials found out about the presence of this American soldier in their house, then Dr. Sadao could be sent to prison. And what would happen to his children then? So these were the reasons the servants were worried about Dr. Sadao. Because from the perspective of the Japanese government, it is a crime to allow an American soldier, to let an American soldier be inside your house. But Dr. Sadao chose humanity over patriotism. He chose life over death. He chose love over hate. He chose humility over pride. He decided to do the operation. And by the grace of God, the operation was successful. The American soldier was okay now. He was not going to die. He survived. He would live and not die. But the servants were not okay about it, as I told you earlier. And his wife was also nervous. And anyone in her place would be nervous. And she was also, her heart was beating very fast because she did not want her husband to be arrested. It had been 7 days. The American soldier was recovering day by day, and it was 7th day when all the servants decided to leave the job. They all left the job. On 7th day, he was a lot better. The American soldier was a lot better. He was doing good now. He was better. His health was fine now. So suddenly a messenger in government official uniform came to their house. His wife Hannah, Dr. Sadao's wife Hannah, Dr. Sadao's wife Hannah, she nearly passed out. She almost just could not, she became speechless. She got so nervous that she could not speak anything. She could not say anything. She thought, this is it. She thought the servants might have told already. She thought, now there is the moment. I think we are going to be in, she thought that we are going to be in big trouble now. But nothing like that happened. The messenger had come only to say to Dr. Sadao, and here is what the messenger said. Dr. Sadao, you need to come to the palace. The old general needs you again because he is not well. So the old general of the army was not well, and Dr. Sadao, he had been treating him. He had been his personal doctor for a long time now, so he was going to go there. But before he went there, he saw the anxiety, the trouble, the worry, the concern, the tension in the eyes of his wife. And when he saw that, he thought to do something about it. He thought, I would have to do something about it. We need to let the American soldier go from here now, but let me think. So he went to see the old general. He took care of him. He treated him nicely, just like he always did. And he also shared everything with the general, with the army general, about what had happened recently. The general said, don't worry about it. You just leave the garden door open tonight, which goes directly to the room of the American soldier. I would send 2 assassins in the middle of the night tonight. They would kill him, and nobody would ever find out about it, and you would be fine, you'd be safe. Surprisingly, shockingly, astonishingly, Dr. Sadao agreed here. He went home. He never shared this. He never told this to his wife Hannah. He went to sleep in the night. In the next morning, he went to the room of the American soldier to find out. And when he went there, he saw that the American soldier was still there, completely all right. He thought the old general might have forgotten. Maybe tonight would be the night. So the next night he went to sleep again, and in the next morning, which came after that night, obviously, he went to the room to check again, and this time the soldier was there again too. He was still there. He was completely all right. And it kept happening. It kept happening for the next several days. Now he thought to do something about it on his own. Dr. Sadao himself thought of an escape plan for the American soldier. He arranged a boat and some food supply. And he told this American soldier that, see, you need to get on this boat, and there is an island nearby. You need to go there. I'm giving you this boat and food and I'm giving you this personal flashlight of mine. Dr. Daued also gave the American soldier his own personal flashlight, and he said to him this thoughtful, this great thing, this beautiful thing of concern, that if you run out of food, just give me a signal using this flashlight. Just give me a signal twice using the flash. And give me a signal once every day, just to let me know that you're fine there, just to let me know that you're okay there, just to let me know that nothing has happened to you there and you're alive, well, and you're surviving there. See, and now he has also made him dress. He also made him wear a Japanese dress, and he also covered his head with black cloth just to hide his blonde hair. The American soldier, before he finally got on the boat, he shook the hand of Dr. Daued with gratefulness and thankfulness in his heart. Then he finally got on the boat and left. Soon after that, Dr. Daued was called again. The old general was not well, and he was called to the palace again. Dr. Daued had to go and see if the general was all right, and he asked the general this time. And the general said, "Oh, I'm sorry, what do I tell you? I've been so worried about my own health that I had completely forgotten about the promise that I made to you." But they both decided to keep the secrets secret. And the general said to the doctor, "You will soon be given a very good reward." Same night, same evening, Dr. Daued did not receive any signal. It was some days after the American soldier had gone. It was some days after that. And this night, this evening, he did not receive any signal, which meant that the escape plan was finally successful. Because he had told the American soldier that while you would be on that island, there are many Korean ships and fishing boats. Many ships and fishing boats from Korea kept passing from there. You can take help from them, and that's how you can go home. So this night, this evening, he did not receive any signal, any flashlight signal from the American soldier, which meant that his escape plan was completely successful now, and this made him feel so good. He thought to himself, this is a better reward. This is a greater reward. That he has now gone home. The American soldier has been able to go home, go back to his home now. So what have we learned from this amazing work of literature? We have learned that sometimes it may happen that we need to take a decision. We need to make a choice. And when we are in a situation like Dr. Daued, we should do what he did. We must choose humanity over patriotism, life over death, love over hate, and humility over pride. I repeat, we should choose humanity. Okay? You and I, we will choose humanity over patriotism. We will choose life over death. We will choose love over hate. We will choose humility over pride. So this is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you very soon again. I really enjoyed spending this time with you. Peace be with you. God bless you.